Hello everybody, welcome to my first as building video. Um, we construction hands have a tendency to have to do weld maps. I'm a pipeliner. Some of you may know me. My name is James Line. I go by Jim Bob, and I'm an inspector. Welded for 35 years and decided to go back to inspecting. Did a little bit of it early on in my career. Decided to get back to it. So as we do these kinds of things, we've had to learn how to get on the computers and do some as building and catch up with the times a little bit. So this video, if you're proficient in Bluebeam or a construction manager, Adobe, AutoCAD, stuff like that, you probably don't need to be here. But if you're a pipeliner, welder, superintendent, construction hand, I decided to start making videos to help us out a little bit. So thanks for joining me today. I want to talk about how to do some weld mapping. So if you don't have Bluebeam, I've downloaded it. You can download it, the free version. It's good for 30 days. You won't be able to do everything on it that you may want to, but you'll be able to do enough, learn to get your way around it. I use the Review 20 standard version. It's about $350 a year, so it's not really too expensive, but it has definitely turned my life around, and hopefully it will make us more valuable. If we're more valuable, then we make more money. So today I want to do a simple text box. Kind of get going on it just a little bit. Once you download Bluebeam, it'll ask you if you want it to make changes to your computer. You do. Then it will ask you if you want it to open all of your PDFs, and that's what you want it to do. It's not going to hurt your computer. It's not going to overload it too much space or anything like that. So don't be afraid of it. Once you get it downloaded, when you go to your documents or your job drawings, it's going to open them in Bluebeam. When it does, you'll have a screen like this, and you'll have some tools over here. We're going to do text box in this video. We're going to go over here to our tools. Text box is my A right there. When it lights up, it says text box. It's also up in your tools. You can go up to your tools, markup, text box. It's right there. You can pin it to your toolbars, and you can make your toolbars any way you want to. There's some really good videos online, Bluebeam tutorials, but those guys are pretty advanced, and they don't always speak the way we speak and explain things the way we do. So I've clicked on text box. When you do that, your properties are going to open up here on top. We'll get into this, but this is how we make our text box the way we want it. So we're going to left click with our mouse, and here comes our text box. We can make it any size we want. And we're going to do a weld map here, so we're just going to let go right there. Now, once I've let it go, I don't have a box. So up here in percentages right here, I can go to clicking up, and as I do, my text box, the line around my text box begins to strengthen. So I can make it very heavy and thick, or I can make it thin. I like it about 150 right there. So now I have my text box out here where I can see what it is. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it. I'm going to go up here to the top to my properties. This is everything about the box and how I want it to be. So I'm going to fill it with white. Okay, now the back of my text box, everything in it is white. I can make that text box yellow if I want to. I can make it green. I like white, and I'll explain that why in just a minute. Okay, so now I have my text box up here. I got the border around it the size that I want. I can change the border color if I want to over here online. Back up to my properties, and I can click on that. It'll bring me different colors. And if I want my box to be green, I can make it green. I'm going to leave it red because we redline drawings. So now I'm ready to type in there. So I'm going to call this X-ray 12. Okay, so there we go. Now I got right click, I'm out of it, or I can go down here to select, and then to select or pan, either one. But when I hit select, now I've got X-ray 12 in my box here, but I don't like it because it's not centered. So I can click on it, it's going to highlight my box again. A couple of things I can do here. I can grab this side of the box, left clicking, and I can shape the size of my box the way I want it. Okay, or I can select it, it's going to light it back up, and I can go up here to styles, and I can center it in my box right here. There, put it in the middle of my box. And that allows me to put it on the left side, right side, left side, center, top, bottom. Right there, I'm going to go with center. So now I got it centered up. The other thing we can do with our little text box here is I can go over here to, I can select it, right click, auto size text box. When I click on that, it makes it fit the X-ray 12. If I, and we'll get into that in a second. So now I have my text box kind of the way I want it. I got X-ray 12 in there. I'm liking that. I have my fill white, and this is why I like to do my fill in white. If I grab this text box, I can move it anywhere I want to. And if I want to put it over here, it's going to cover everything up underneath of it. If you send me this drawing and I have Bluebeam, I can select that box and move it out of my way, see what's under it, and put it back where it was. So I like to fill my boxes up. If we don't have a filler in it, right there, it's clear. When I grab it and put it over something, you can see everything that's underneath of it. So we don't want to do that. We want to fill the box with white. And that's what I like to do. Now I can move my box around anywhere I want. Okay, so once I've made my box, I can double click in it, and I can change that to 11, or I can delete the whole thing, but make it a 13, whatever. Now if I go over and start adding, then my box starts changing. So if I've auto-sized my box and I want to type some more in it and it distorts my box, a couple things I can do. I can grab one side of it and begin to lengthen it out until she's back the way I want it. I can do this to it. I can go up here to my properties, to style, recenter everything. There. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So don't freak out if you want to type more in your box. And let's say I delete that, change it back to 12. Now my box is still too big. I don't like that. I can select it, right click, auto size text box right there. And it will put me back where I was. Okay, so now over here on the left side, I have the thumbnails open, which shows me all of the drawings in that package. There are 69 pages. So I've opened my thumbnails. I can scroll through all of my drawings, pick different drawings. But anyway, so if I close that and I go to my toolbox, little toolbox icon there, my most recent thing I did was this text box. He is right there. I can click on him and come over here, and now I have another one. And I can left click, drop him there, left click and drop him there, left click, drop him there. Now I have 4 of them out here. Still have him over here in my recent tools. Okay, so let's say that I like my text box just the way it is, but I'm going to do 40 x-ray numbers. So I'm going to select them, double click, and I'm going to just get rid of 12. Okay, now over here in my recents, I have that box with just x-ray on it. Okay, so I can right click and delete him if I want to. I can right click and delete him if I want to. But over here, I like him and I want to keep him for a while. So I'm going to select him, right click. Down here, I'm going to find add to tool chest. My tools. Select my tools, and he's going to go over here in my tools, which I have several things over here I use a lot. So now I have him saved for the next however long I want to keep him, and I can drop me some more boxes out of here with nothing in them, but save me a lot of typing. So now I want to put some x-ray numbers in here. I'm going to select it, left click twice, and I'm going to go with 13. Over here I'm going to select him, go with him twice, 14, and now I'm speeding right through my okay. So let's say that I have started my weld map, and I'm just going to get rid of some of these, get them out of the way, and delete them, or I can select and hit delete on my computer. That works okay. So now I got 12 through 14 here, or 15. Let's say that I want to change the border of this box. I'm going to select him. I'm going to go back up here to my properties line, and I'm going to change him to green. Now, my box is green. I'm going to select him again, and I'm going to change him back up here, back to red. Okay, but I'm going to go over here to my font color. That's this colored box. Click on it. My colors will open up. And I'm going to change the lettering to blue. So I've decided that I don't like my numbers in red. So I want to change them all to green. So I'm going to select me a box here. My properties are going to come up. I'm going to go to Edit, Select All. All of my boxes have lit up now. Okay, and I still have my font, my properties up here. I'm going to go to Font Color, and I'm going to change everything to green. Now, all of my letters are green. So if you get your drawing 50% complete, you've got 27 items on here, and you don't want to select each individual box and change something on them. You can just select your box, edit, select all, change everything to red. There we go. And I can delete everything on the page that way as well. Select all, hit delete, everything's going to disappear. So we don't have to worry too much about. I'll go over here to pan. I have this little hand down here. He helps me move my drawing around. And when I'm in the pan mode, I can make the drawing bigger, smaller, move him around the page, that kind of a thing. So I like that. So now that we've got me some text boxes out there, and I like them, I am going to go over here to my tools arrow. I have it in my toolbar. I'll show you how to get that on your toolbar. For tools, markup, arrow, little pin's going to come up right there. Click on that. He's going to go over here to my toolbars and add to my toolbars. We'll get into toolbars later. Okay, so we've got an arrow. We're going to, a little cross comes up there, and we're going to put an arrow right there. And then we're going to make this weld right here, X-ray 13. And I don't like where I've got my, so I'm going to go back over here to select. Move my box up here, like in there. Click on my arrow again, and we'll just make him X-ray 12. And we're going to make him X-ray 14. Okay, so right click gets me out of that, and there we have it. Give the Copenhagen. I have a terrible habit there. So now that I've got some arrows out there, let's say that I don't like where X-ray 15 is here. I'm going to grab him, left click, light him up, and I'm going to move him. There, I like him better over there. So now I'm going to select, highlight my arrow, and I can grab this point of this arrow, and I can move him anywhere I want to. There, so that's looking better. I don't like him here. I'm going to move him over here. I'm going to select my arrow, and I'm going to move my arrow over here. There we go. There, I like that better. Okay. So with your arrow tool, I can select the arrow itself, go up here to my properties again, and my points and percentages, and I can make him bigger, or I can make my arrow smaller. I can do lots of things with arrow. They're really fun. So at the end of my arrow, I can change the tip to that. I can change him back to the way he was. So I have my arrow selected, my properties come up just like my text box. So the line over here, I can change him to blue. There, now I have a blue arrow with a red fill. I'm going to select him again. I'm going to go up here to fill. Okay. And I'm going to make him green. There we go. So I can change the colors of my arrows, the sizes, the tip. I can do lots of things with him. We'll get to him in another video. So now I'm just going to change him back to where he was. I'm going to go back to red. And the fill, I default red on my arrow. So I'm going to select him again. I'm going to go up here to percentages. I'm going to thin him out just a little bit. All right. So that's how my text box. One more time. Click on text box. You can also, when you light up these icons down below, it will show you that text box is essentially T. So if I'm out here and I want to just hit T on my keyboard, it will go to text box rather than trying to find my icon. There we go. Got my text box going. We're going to go back up here, line weight, and we are going to bump him up to about 150. Okay, like that. We're going to go to fill. I have to right click, get out of that. Select him again. We're going to go to fill. We're going to fill him up with white. Okay, be sure and get your fill in there. I can make my font size bigger if I want to. I can go to 22. It's going to make him a little bit bigger. And I can type X-ray 12. There. So once again, a couple things I can do now to get him centered. Back up to my style, and I can simply click on center, and voila. So hope you guys learned something. Thanks for watching, and be sure and like and subscribe, and we'll move on to our next video. We're going to work on some call out and some clouds and some control points. Lots of good stuff in here, but this will get you started. Thanks for watching.